Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host this morning on Wednesday, Miss Morningstar. I am covering for DJ Kitty, who had a prior engagement, but we wish her well on her engagement. Also, she had some dental work, y'all, so she is a little hurting. So say a prayer for my sister. She got to get through that pain. But I have my wonderful other sister with me today, Mrs. Jack, who is going to co-host with me today. Hey, Miss Jack, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, WKRA. I hope everybody is having a great morning.
Oh, yeah, y'all. It is a beautiful day outside, so make sure you get that coffee, your tea, your orange juice, your water is most important. And let's get this hump day. I am ready to get into it. I love hump day because
halfway there
to the very end. So it's always the second favorite day of the week for me. Friday, of course, is my favorite.
Oh. I was going to guess Friday.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't like Mondays. You know, I used to tell people, miss a Monday and see how much you like Mondays then.
Mondays.
But you don't want to miss one.
Mondays ain't no joke, though. I know when you miss a Monday, it throw you off. You know, sometimes when those holidays fall on a Monday, and you ain't got to get up for your black job or you got to do your job in the morning, that throw you off. I know that well.
Confused on what day it is.
All of that. All right, guys. So listen, we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to start our morning, as always, with some affirmations by your affirmation queen. That's me. And we're going to talk about, it's going to be a quick affirmation, but powerful, because it's about Black leaders and focusing on our resilience and our leadership, because it's a couple things this week that troubled me. And, you know, people want us to not stand in our power, but we got to understand how powerful we are. So we're going to stand in our power no matter what. So with resilient leadership and self-worthiness always being challenged, and we want you to challenge it back. These affirmations can be used daily to build leadership, confidence, inspire action, and remind leaders of their potential and their impact. Here are some things that you can kind of speak into yourself every morning. I am strong and resilient, and I can overcome any obstacle. I am a survivor, and my strength comes from the experiences of my ancestors. I am capable of facing adversity with grace and determination. I am resilient in the face of setbacks, and I learn and grow with them. Focusing on leadership, guys. I am a leader, and I am worthy of the respect and the admiration I receive. My leadership inspires action and change. I'm a role model, and I inspire others to believe in their own greatness. How you like those affirmations?
I love it. I love that one.
Yeah.
It's
Just
motivational. Just
yeah,
starting off with, telling me about my ancestors. Our power and our strength comes from our ancestors. It's so huge to think about, because before that you were saying how, they want us to, they look at us like we're not supposed to do well anyway.
exactly.
We excel at everything we
We
do.
do.
And it
And that's
comes from the
my
strength of
point.
our ancestors. So that was so on point.
That's my point behind it. What happened to the young man? We can get into that. I'm gonna get into this weather, but I want him to stand on that strength and stand on that greatness, because they
Mhm.
gonna always do stuff like that to you. This
Awesome.
is just the beginning. That was his first
The
experience,
test.
not his last though.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Not
That
his
boy
last.
about to show out. They don't understand.
Oh yeah, it's time to show out, and I'm here for it. I'm a Cleveland girl, Cleveland Brown, Cleveland.
Once we get tested, they get bested. Okay, you
There
got
it
to
is.
best them.
Yes, yes. So let's get into this weather. Holly Springs, Mississippi, baby. Y'all are doing well. Mostly sunny today with the high near 85. That's hot.
That
And
is.
you're gonna have a little wind, south winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour, which is not much. So y'all gonna have a nice, beautiful day. Mostly
Morning.
sunny. So get outside, get some of that vitamin D. Our skin reciprocates the sun. So if you are melanin, get out there and enjoy. If you're not melanin, put your sunblock on, okay? Y'all be safe, protect your skin. But get out there and enjoy that sun, okay? That
Mm-hmm.
sun is something we need. We need the vitamin D. At night, it's going to be a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. So that'll be between 1 and 4 a.m. So y'all should sleep good. And a slight chance of showers after 4 a.m. around 67. So that's not too bad for
You'll be
evening. Y'all
sweet.
sleep real good with that rain.
That's like the rain sounds app.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's right at the
Mm-hmm.
right time when you really getting into your deepest part of your sleep.
Yeah,
So
right.
enjoy that. And let's see,
Mm-hmm.
Memphis, Tennessee. Y'all are gonna be high up there too. 85.
Ooh.
85. So you guys are
Mm-hmm.
hitting that high mark too. Mostly sunny. Slight chance of rain, slight chances of showers. It says a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 10 p.m. So y'all, and the low is going to be 68, and this is in the evening. So y'all enjoy that rain too. Get y'all.
Yeah.
That's the time to get your best sleep, y'all.
And it cuts down on the pollen once it rains at night, because a lot of people, we're dealing with warmer temperatures now. We're going to have more pollen
Mm-hmm.
floating around, so the water and the rain can help hold some of that down and give y'all some kind of reprieve from the sneezing and coughing from
Exactly.
allergy
Ooh,
season.
because we need it, Miss Jack. Because I've been over here. Y'all hear me go quiet for a minute? It's because I got to blow my nose. I've been all week fighting
Mm-hmm.
this thing, and it's slowly getting better, but it's running this course. It's running this course. So y'all stay with me and forgive me if I had to sneeze or something,
It's
because
natural.
it's just going on. So Miss Jack, let's jump on into current events of the world. We are at 100 days with our Decepticon administration. A
That's a good one.
hundred days. 100 days seem like 4 years already,
Right
right?
now, 100 days, even though it's a little over 3 months, really has felt like 3 years.
It
And
feels
that
like
is
we
not,
almost.
it's
I
not an
wish we was
exaggeration.
at the end. I'm flabbergasted by the amount of destruction that's taken place since January 20th.
We didn't have this much destruction when I was deployed in 100 days. And I've
That's
been to war a
insane.
few times, and we didn't feel like this. Right now, everything seems like it's panic.
Yeah.
Panic is chaos. Panic and chaos and a cover up. Because
Yes.
nobody wants to talk about the panic and the chaos. They just want to make it seem like it's all rainbows and sunshine instead of the chaos that's going on. I think that's what worries everybody. Nobody will acknowledge,
Mm-hmm.
but we will. The
Yeah.
other side won't
We're gonna call it out.
acknowledge. And that's what I always say, like, we would respect you guys more if you could at least come out and say, yeah, we did vote for a Republican, but we don't really agree with some of the things that are going on. At least we know that it's not just all of us panicking, and you can see it as well on the other side, but we don't have that. We have everybody on the other side just deny, and we are just watching it in real time, just shocked.
It's exhausting.
It
is truly exhausting. And I say y'all should be thoroughly ashamed of yourself. The ones that are just sitting back and acting like this is just the most brilliant ideas that this person has came up with, and the things that have been happening.
Yeah, somebody called him a genius. They said, oh, he's a genius, and look at how he's turned the world around in 3 months. I was like, when? He's made it better already. When? What is he giving?
The notion that people are falsifying that, gas prices are coming down. Where? Or groceries are so less expensive. Where? Because the last I checked, and I go to the grocery store, the prices are increasing. My coffee cream is not the same price. My coffee is not the same price.
Nothing is. Nothing.
My eggs are still higher than eggs should be. Gas is average about $3.10 a gallon. That's a national average.
It's going up. Everything is going up. We haven't even touched on Shein and Temu and Amazon
because of the tariffs.
If you go on Instagram, some of you guys out there that may have it, you may have seen it on Facebook or just in general on the news. Shein and Temu, people have been showing screenshots of their cart just to show the world, like, hey, even though it's been said that they will pay tariffs, we are paying tariffs as well. And they show the difference in the cart. The product might cost $30, but then the import fee is $50 to $60. So of course they're not going to buy it.
You paying more for the import tax than you are for the actual product. Nobody's doing that.
We are about to have ports empty, and that has never happened. At our ports have been empty. That's crazy, but nobody sees that as a panic or a chaos. And I'm like, that's the part, just the denial part.
It should be seen as unacceptable.
Exactly.
And people should be enraged, which people are.
We are.
People are, and there are some people who will admit that they made the mistake of voting for this and didn't know it was going to be this way. I don't know how not, but it's really sickening. So let me get into a story. So overnight, Canada's Liberal Party, led by Mark Carney, wins federal election. So yay to Canada!
I did see that.
Canada won the Liberal Party, and the Decepticon here, he attempted to interfere in their election, make a statement. Injecting himself into the race with his tariffs that are imposing on Canadians right now. It's like the nerve.
I'm not shocked anymore.
It's the nerve.
It already takes a lot to shock me because
he really asked those people, write my name in when you go vote.
Lindsey Graham suggested he be the next pope, so there is nothing.
Excuse me. What?
Lindsey Graham made a post.
Something is wrong with Lindsey Graham.
Let me read it.
At this point, we are ready to call.
Oh, I didn't screenshot it.
Call somebody to interject with him and get him the treatment that he's gonna need, because something is wrong with Lindsey Graham. Read the article, sis. Go ahead.
I didn't screenshot it. I thought I did, but I didn't.
Tell us about it.
But he was suggesting that throwing Donald Trump's name in the hat to be the next pope, and of course the comments were not friendly. But sir, the most non-religious person in WKRA, these are just my personal opinion. This man is the most non-religious person that I know. And to think that he could possibly be a pope is beyond comical from a man who 4 years ago did not even like Donald Trump. He didn't like him himself and said if we ever elected him, we deserve what we got. That is Lindsey Graham's own words. But now you're suggesting the man be the Pope. That's what I'm saying about the obvious like lunacy that's going on right now. I chuckled a little bit.
Just set the world on fire. That's an abomination. Come on now, Lindsey. What are you saying?
No. Of all
what
people,
are you saying?
Lindsey Graham has no morals himself, so we can't expect too much from people that don't give him. He has no checks and balances. He has nobody in his ear saying, "Hey, that's wrong." So they all tell him, "You would be great for this. You are great at this. You're doing a great job," and that's the problem. And that's how we wind up with what we have right now.
It's real shameful to even make those type of suggestions, comments, as if we were born last night, not at night. To think we're idiots that we would think that's appropriate. It's very inappropriate, Lindsey. Do better. If you in this radio, if you listen to this radio show, Lindsey, do better, please. Mm-hmm. Do better.
Please.
Because it's unacceptable. You got any other stories you'd like to talk about? Since I do have another one, but we can we'll pass it back and forth. Go ahead.
Let's talk about Amazon. So Amazon had proposed a plan, right? And they were like, I think we're going to put amounts, little stickers next to the product to say how much the price of the actual tariff is added to the price of what you're buying. And when he did that, they call him all kind of names. Even Carolyn Levitt, they said, no, if you do that, it is an act of tyranny. Like it is against politics. You're playing a political game if you do that. Like they pretty much said, we don't want you to go on your website and show people that there is a tax added to the price. Because remember, he's trying to make people believe that only the tariff is paid by them, not us. So, right. So Amazon was thinking about putting the price next to it, just like Shein and Temu. Mm-hmm. So he folded.
Wow.
He folded real fast and took it down and said it was just a suggestion and they're not going to do it. They said he pressured him to kill Amazon's tariff price display plan.
Wow. What happened to our nuck if you buck type of people? Like, you got money, Jeff Bezos. You are a billionaire, sir.
Way more.
Buck up. Stand on business.
Donald Trump said he called him and he said the call was terrific. He solved the problem. Wow. And if the crazy part is, think about that. Like the president, I'm still mind blown that he is the president. The president doesn't want consumers and corporations to know where the tax is coming from that he caused with the tariffs. You call out the person that tries to show everybody. You punk him into not doing it. And you think that's okay to not show us that you are lying. And you get in trouble and belittled for trying to show the American people, the people that you're supposed to be saving all this money for, the truth. And then you get in trouble for it and you back down and back off. It's just unpresidential.
Just operating our government as if it's some type of mob company or entity, of some sort, some type of business entity, and trying to run it as such. And he
didn't run his business as well. Either.
No, he was not a good businessman. No, he is not a good businessman. We all know it.
And that's what we're in the middle of, realizing he is showing you in real time everybody that thought he was a good businessman, when you have economists, there were so many economists and people that work with numbers and money all day long telling him before he enacted tariffs, hey, this is not going to be good. This is not going to work the way you think it's going to work. And a normal president would listen to the people that went to school to study numbers and say, okay, well, let's look at it a different way and take a different route. He said, no, I'm going to do it anyway. He knew what it was going to cause, and he did it.
It's despicable. It's despicable.
There's one more. Go ahead.
You have one more?
Yes, I got one more.
Go ahead and do yours.
So,
got a couple more minutes before we take our first break. So go ahead.
Okay. Carolyn Levitt again. She said Donald Trump wants to force truckers to speak English. But the Republicans blocked that bill in Tennessee, saying that it would cripple our nation. If this legislation passed nationwide, it would cripple our nation. She made a joke saying, well, at least my Uber driver will be able to speak English again. I promise you, they're just not even hiding it anymore. And he made them realize that you do understand that it's not all Hispanics, because that's what y'all think it is. They had people from different countries let me see the actual countries, because it wasn't just Hispanic countries. They said Croatia, Bosnia, and different nationalities are driving trucks on the highways. And they were like, you're assuming 50 to 60% of them are Hispanic. And they say they want to force them to speak English.
Just inappropriate, y'all. We have people from all native lands that live on. We are a nation of immigrants, including the ones that claim that they're the originators. They're immigrants as well. And it's purely bullying. It's disgusting. It's a sense of, we know it's racially motivated. It's disgusting.
And then I think, like I say, sometimes the cruelty, I think, is the point, because they think it's mostly Hispanics. But if you realize what they're actually doing, it helps this country.
It does.
It's just sad.
Ooh, y'all. Well, we're gonna take us a quick break, you guys. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm your host today, Mrs. Morningstar, with my sister, Mrs. Jack, and we are holding it down for DJ Kitty. And we will be right back after these commercial breaks. Let's get in.
Yo, good morning, guys. I'm Don Marshall, aka Don Fu, CEO and owner of Bully Game Enterprises, also the owner of Nucci One Records. We'll be talking to you guys today, this morning, giving you a little bit more information about the company and what we do. We're into music, fitness, and fashion. We're going to talk about our single, Blur, today. Hopefully you guys like the song, and we're going to talk about some of the services that we provide here at Bully Game Enterprises. Can't wait to talk to you guys. See you soon.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs, customize that cutting board, get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting.
Hey guys. Opal May Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opal May Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at ourplugs.com. Can't wait to see you.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the community connection, brought to you by WKRA 92.7 The Change. And we are here today. I am hosting your host, Miss Morningstar, with my co-host sister, Mrs. Jack. And we are here today, and just right now, we're actually going through some current events. And I think we're going to get into our topic soon. Miss Jack has some good information to share with us this morning. I had one more thing I want, and this is a positive, because one thing I want to try to do is, if we're going to do these current events, we're going to have some positivity up in here, okay? Because we need it. So this was an article I love to come across and celebrate 365 days a year, my people. The HBCU alumni platform announced its 2025 scholarship winners. So these babies have now achieved the scholarships that they have so much worked so hard for to earn. We have Marcus Bryan from Capitol Heights, Maryland. GPA is a 3.9. Honor student. It's a lot about him. I'm not gonna read everything, but the young man is headed to North Carolina AT&T University to study mechanical engineering. He received his scholarship. Then we have Camera Christian from Montefiore, California. She's a 5-sport athlete. Yes, and she has a 4.0 GPA. She's headed to Tuskegee University to major in political science and pre-law. We have Mr. Alfred Isaiah Geyer, that's from Pooler, Georgia.
Okay, I know where that's at.
Yep. He has a 3.9 GPA, top 5% of his class, and he's headed to Hampton University to major in journalism/mass communication. Come on to Our Plugs. We'd love to have you over here, Alfred. Wow. I know somebody know Alfred out there. Tell them, come on. Our next one is Audra Stacker from Jamaica, New York. Oh yeah, she is a honor recipient, an honor student. Wow. The GPA is 4.1, easy. She has won a number of scholarships. She has won numerous of awards. She's excellent in first place in FBLA business planning Tuskegee eye testing program. She is headed to Alabama A&M University to major in computer science. These are some gorgeous babies. If y'all can see, go to blacknews.com and check these babies out. Look at not as if it matters, but we are some beautiful beings. We are smart, we are kind, we are intelligent, and we are fine. So y'all go check these babies out. With all these high GPAs, and they've earned their HBCU scholarships. Kudos to them.
That is why DEI doesn't apply. We have to be overqualified. That little girl that had, let me not call her a little girl, the 5 athlete.
Yes.
She does 5 sports.
5 sports.
She has a 4.0.
Yes.
And it was something else.
A lot. These kids have accomplished more than most adults.
Her mindset to do all of those things and play sports and have a 4.0.
And she's dually enrolled, so she's going to be getting her associate's degree as well when she graduates. With her high school diploma. So she's in the dual program like my child is. So
wow,
I am impressed, and I am very, very, very. I'm excited for these kids. Me too. It's good work, and they deserve it.
The world would tell them education is bad right now. of them. We need some good news so that other little kids that are black and brown can understand that it is a good thing to do good in school. It's a good thing to have a good head on your shoulders and want to achieve greater, because some things you do need actual degrees to do.
Yeah.
And to have a scientific mind and a mathematic mind.
To be prepared, so prepared to get out here and face and tackle this evil world. It simply warms my heart to know that we gonna have some leaders out here, some true leaders and some smart leaders. And it don't stop, because you think about where it came from, you know. If you know your history, you know how it started, and we know where it came from, so you can appreciate it more as we grow and we get here. And it just keeps getting better. So kudos to them and their families. I know their parents are ecstatic, and they
deserve a car if you can afford it.
Right, you said
I know
they deserve a car.
Exactly.
All right, Ms. Jack. So let's get into it. Your topic tonight: allowing men the opportunity to be vulnerable.
Yes. Do you have the clip?
I do. So you want me to go ahead and play the clip real quick?
Yes, I want the audience to hear the view from a man. Before.
All right, guys, we're gonna play some for you. So sit back and listen and enjoy. Let's see here.
Yeah, I think unfortunately.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, man, a lot of men would rather be miserable than vulnerable. And rewind.
Let me sit over here. I don't want to sit by him.
A lot of men would rather be miserable than vulnerable. And what I mean by that is a lot of us suffer from the I'm cool syndrome. I'm good syndrome. When in reality, we know exactly what it is that we want from you, and we be hoping that you figuring it out one day, instead of us just sitting you down and saying, look, baby, I need this from you. And a lot of women, especially a woman that's in a relationship, a woman that loves you, if you're able to have that kind of open communication, say, baby, I need, again, not want, not would like, not possibly, I need this from you. She gonna make it her mission to meet you there.
Woo! Okay.
I needed the audience to hear that.
Yeah, that we just jump right into it, y'all. Just jump right on into it. Wow, that was powerful.
Coming from a man, and that's what today's topic is. Giving men the opportunity to be vulnerable. So y'all know when I come, I have 4 tips, and that's what I'm gonna give out today. And it goes along with that, but I wanted you guys to hear that and get a man's perspective of what he thinks it takes to be vulnerable. And sometimes that's how men think. You know, I would rather be miserable and alone than to be vulnerable. You know, so the first tip is for as a child, when you have a young son. It is important to let your son know that it's okay to tell and show your parent your emotions. It helps them as they get older. Don't tell them that real men don't cry. Instead, teach them when it's okay to cry. Sometimes I've heard men tell their sons, you know, buck up, man up, don't cry, you can't do that. That stifles a young boy growing into, you know, a man, because it teaches him to hide his emotions. And then if you hide your emotions as a child, they're going to blow up when they get older. They've not been taught how to really handle emotions and manage emotions, because you keep telling them that it's not good to show emotions. You have to let your child, your son, know that it's okay, especially to his parents. You don't want them out just being all emotional to any and everybody out in the streets, because some people will use that against them. But when you're teaching them as a young boy, a young man, you have to teach them to show emotions and to control their emotions so that they know how to do it once they get older.
Absolutely, because that's part of development. Right. And it develops them into, I can see, you know, it being a development mechanism to them being the men they are today, being able to express that natural human emotion.
Yes. And then it'll kind of relieve some of the fear that you have in some men. Some men have a fear of getting into relationships or have a fear of opening up because they've had it suppressed so long or they didn't know how to do it. So like you said, it helps them grow into it so they can be comfortable. They got to be comfortable with doing it. And if you don't make them comfortable at home, somebody's going to make them uncomfortable outside the home. Okay?
Yeah.
So that was the first tip, y'all. It starts with the young men, your little sons.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Number 2, in a relationship, show your husband or partner, you have to show them trust, security, and reassurance of continued love and support, regardless of what you show them or what you tell them. You have to reinforce there's no judgment here, and you have to acknowledge their feelings. It is so important for a spouse, a husband, a partner that is male to feel 1,000% comfortable with their partner and vulnerable. If they don't trust you, they're not going to be vulnerable. They're not going to be open. They're not going to be telling you, how their emotions are affecting them, how things are affecting them. But you got to show them that you're trustworthy of letting them be emotional and vulnerable in front of them. Because how you take it in front of them means a lot. And that speaks to, my next one. But you have to show them that you still support them regardless of what they tell you and what they show you.
And I say that starts young for women as well. You need to be able to know how to have empathy and be compassionate to people, because you have some young ladies that were brought up to say, if a man cry, he weak.
Exactly.
No. Or if a man show any type of emotion, he's soft. Using those words and really
words mean a lot. I'm glad you said that. Words mean a lot.
That's not the case. We have to sometimes restructure them to be able to be wives or be in relationships.
Teach them girls why you don't want a non-emotional man.
And show them it's okay for him to be
Where do you think these
vulnerable.
caring men come from? Where do you think these romantic men come from? Because they feel comfortable being romantic, showing you emotions. And if you keep telling them you too soft and I don't want a man to give me flowers,
or
crying for me,
right? Telling your sons that, like you said, it starts young.
Don't tell them little boys you can't cry, because they ain't gonna know why when they get hurt.
Exactly.
All they gonna know is they hurt and they want to cry. And mommy and daddy said, boys don't cry. You're going to confuse them. But like you said, that's a good point as well. We had to teach our girls how to receive a man and prepare her to be a wife or just an open. I have to send you. I'm going to find it tonight. It's a young man in Louisiana. And I think he may be 20, 23, 22, 20, one of the majors. And he got married. And sometimes I guess my algorithm shows me what I watch. And I was watching wedding proposals and it brought it up. And, he was saying his vows to this girl. That boy was crying. And he was like, I told y'all I wasn't going to cry. When she came down, he said, that lady made it one step down them stairs and he started bawling. But when he started reading his vows, the most that he said, one of the most important things he said was, you made me into a man. You was always there for me. You let me be vulnerable. You taught me so many things. And this was a young boy. He said he had to speak slowly because he's from New Orleans. So he wanted everybody to understand him. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. But it was really emotional for me because he had been taught by the woman he was marrying, and he was upset because he didn't have all the people that he thought should be there for his wedding. So it sticks with you when you were raised a certain way, and you have people showing you not to be emotional, and you finally find that one person that allows you to be vulnerable. And allows you to marry. I said he loves that woman. He does. And I was teared up. Now, I'm an emotional girl.
I am too. Sound like a tearjerker.
It was. Okay. So that was number 2. Number 3. You need to ask questions related to their experiences, what they've been through in life, and be prepared to hear the answer. Now, that's a good one. You got to be prepared for what is going to be coming out of their mouths. Don't overreact to shocking information because it may make them apprehensive about telling you anything new. When you open your heart to somebody and you accept them for exactly who they are, and you are going to allow them to realize that, hey, you can be vulnerable with me, you can tell me anything, you better be prepared for anything, because you don't know what they've been through in their life. And if they feel that moment they can tell you something serious, hey, I've been, trigger warning, I might have been SA'd when I was younger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be available emotionally to stand there and stand by that man and say, okay, you got to be prepared for whatever he's going to tell you, because he took that trust. He put trust. You know how much it takes for a man to trust you to tell you something like that? So don't overreact if they do go deep and tell you that, because that's going to allow you to delve deeper and make them trust you enough to tell you more stuff. So don't make them scared to tell you anything because you was like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that, or you no, that ain't the moment. That's not.
Yeah, that's a good point, Ms. Shaq, and that's a good tip, because a lot of people will voice their opinion. Oh, well, I need you to be able to tell me everything, and you tell me this, and I can't be with you if you can't tell me this. And the minute the man tell you, you looking at him sideways like, that happened to you? I mean,
I can't get over that happening to you, and now that's stuck in my mind, and now I'm traumatized.
You really have to be prepared, like you said. Prepare yourself for anything. And even if it's something that's extremely tough, you need to be able to have the empathy and the feeling and the, you know, and the gentleness that they're gonna need you to have to let, because if somebody open up to you about something horrific in their life, they the last thing they need is you to be judgmental or you know, give them a whole lot of questions behind it.
Like you interrogating them and make them feel like they don't make them feel like they were wrong for trusting you to tell you this, because it takes a lot for them to tell you, especially anybody that was a victim of something.
Yes.
Whether it was something traumatizing, whether it was something that they have pushed down and suppressed memories and, you know, being abused or something like that. When they feel strong enough and trustworthy enough to tell you, don't react wrongly, negatively. Don't react negatively. Tell them that. Let them know it's a no judgment zone.
I love it.
That was number 3. Okay. So the last one, the best way to let your man be vulnerable is for you to be vulnerable with them. Show them that you trust them enough to allow yourself to let go and express your feelings and emotions with them in a show of trust. Telling them something you've been through can start an exchange of a conversation of something that they've been through, or showing your emotions in a vulnerable moment. I know sometimes people think women we're just so daggone emotional. We cry over the drop of a dime, and you know, we're just the more emotional sex, but it's not always that. You know, like the same situation when we're telling you things that may have traumatized us, a man will see that as, oh, she trusts me enough to tell me something that happened to her in her life that I've never heard her talk about before. So it has to be a new thing that she's trusting me to tell, you know, so that shows the vulnerability in me that I'm trusting you, and I expect you maybe to do the same thing back with me. So show them that you be vulnerable with them first. Maybe that's a good start.
Yeah, I agree. It opens up a level of, you know, another level of communicating, I believe. And this is my thoughts. It would just kind of open the floodgates, and more people, you'll feel more comfortable, they'll feel more comfortable, and I can see, you know, people being more open to expressing things about their past or about, something going on serious with them, without feeling the necessary judgment, or not necessary, but the unnecessary
Yes.
judgment.
Yes.
The unnecessary judgment. So, yeah, I love that.
Especially in a
That's really, really
relationship.
good.
When you're in a relationship, you have to understand that you're in it to be vulnerable. If not, why are you in a relationship? You could tell your business to anybody then. You're supposed to be
you really
vulnerable.
can. They say you're in it to win it. You're in it for the long run.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's take a quick break. You guys are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection, WKRA 92.7 The Change. We're going to take a break, and we will be right back after these messages.
Hey, guys.
Hello, my name is Robin, and I'm out here helping Carter's Caring Hands, and I also work the food pantry with them. It's an excellent place where people can come get out some food. I was homeless, and I've gave myself to the Lord, and I'm out here helping anybody I can help. So if you need help or prayer, just stop by. We'll pray with you and help you out. In Jesus' name, God bless.
And I'd like for you to do one more thing for me. Hold up 2 fingers. This is you, and this is me, and the space that exists between us should be filled with value.
Equal, a global human initiative, and its value identity model.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs, customize that cutting board, get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
Okay, welcome back. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we are here today with Miss Jack, and she is talking about allowing men the opportunity to be vulnerable. How many times have you came across, a person who the masculinity, they were so obstructed by the masculinity, they let good people slip and slide right in and out of their life because they couldn't find that button to push to turn it off. And come back and say, you know what, like, I surrender. They couldn't find that button to turn off that masculinity.
The macho.
Yes.
I can't.
How many have you came across? Because I know I've came
across in the
people
military.
like that, in my past life. And
plenty in the military. I've met plenty. Yeah. It's hard because, again, a lot of them were taught men don't cry. Men don't show emotions. Men don't let their guards down. And it's either that or another woman ruined it for the rest of them. You had one that made them feel uncomfortable, that messed it up for everybody after them. So a lot of times men will just shut it off or shut it down so that they don't get hurt again or don't allow themselves to be embarrassed maybe or to feel that hurt from the person that they thought was trustworthy enough to be vulnerable with, and they messed it up. So exactly. It's a protection thing, or it's just they were taught not to do it. And I think it's just the wrong way to go about it.
It's kind of like what we're seeing in this administration a little bit with some of these tough guys. And we got somebody in the building who decided to show up. Hey, DJ Kitty. Good morning.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, how you feeling, Queen?
I am feeling like I got a tooth pulled. I feel like I've got all my teeth pulled out my head.
Oh my God! Is it starting to wear off?
Yes, the Novocaine has worn off, and I'm feeling it.
Oh, you gotta take something.
I am. I'm gonna get up and take something in a few. Yeah. Now that I've wrecked my car, cannot believe I did this.
Is it bad, DJ Kitty?
Yes, he's gonna kill me.
It's black, right?
Is it on the passenger side?
Yes, it's on the passenger side.
It's a paint scrape, right?
Yep, I scraped the side of the garage, folks. This is what happens. I'm lucky to even, get home properly because I didn't realize that, I would be loopy after this dentist appointment. But yeah.
Now you got to test out your
Did you call him and tell him first?
No.
You didn't even tell the man. You supposed to warn him.
Everybody in Radio Land, send my sister a little prayer because she was on that Novocaine. Y'all remember that song?
Yes.
She was on that Novocaine, and she hurt her beautiful vehicle. And we want to keep her lifted up in prayer, y'all.
Yes.
Please lift me up in prayer.
Let's lift her up. Hallelujah.
Warn him. Yes. At least text him.
I am not. I am not. No, ma'am.
So you just gonna shock
She
him.
know what to do, Michelle.
We've been married for 30. We've been together for 31 years. We've been married for 26 years. I shall not be telling my husband anything.
I shall not.
I shall not. He will see it when he comes and goes in the garage.
And then say, what happened?
I will deal with the consequences then, not now. My son did come by, and the first thing he said was, "Ma, from now on, just leave the car outside. I'll come over and park your car every day if I have to. Just leave the car outside." This is the second time that I've scraped my car, y'all. And my last, when I had my Jaguar, I tore the mirror completely off.
Ma'am, I'm about to question your license, really. So I'm about to question, should you even be driving or parking the car?
Shanika, don't start with me. It was the Novocaine. It wasn't me. I know how to drive.
So were you on Novocaine when you pulled the off the other car?
You in my business.
You said it.
You in my business. No, but let's get off. I don't even want to think about it. So let's
talk about more positive
yes,
things.
Please bring some positivity.
What we were discussing as you came in. I'm gonna play the video again. Can I play it again?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna play it again because these men, Kitty, I don't know if you got a chance to hear it, and our listening audience did, and plus our guests that are. And these men, this man, he dropped some nuggets. He dropped some straight nuggets. So just listen up. It was some nuggets.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, man, a lot of men would rather be miserable than vulnerable. And rewind.
Let me sit over here. I don't want to sit by him.
A lot of men would rather be miserable than vulnerable. And what I mean by that is a lot of us suffer from the I'm cool syndrome. I'm good syndrome. When in reality, we know exactly what it is that we want from you, and we be hoping that you figuring it out one day instead of us just sitting you down and saying, look, baby, I need this from you. And a lot of women, especially a woman that's in a relationship, a woman that loves you, if you're able to have that kind of open communication, say, baby, I need, again, not want, not would like, not possibly, I need this from you. She gonna make it her mission to meet you there.
What?
I interrogate my husband. How you feeling? Where you been? How you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
What?
That's interesting.
And did y'all peep the hater though? He said, "I'm gonna get up and move on this side. I don't want to sit next to you."
Because he's one of them.
Well, he was telling the truth. We can't read your minds, so please tell me what you need from me so I can, because I want to be. When you get married and you find you somebody who you want to spend the rest of your life with, you want to be their everything. If I can't be everything for everybody, but this one person, the one that I married, the one that I stood before God and said, "Hey, this is me,
my person."
I need you to talk to me and tell me what it is that you need, because I'm gonna tell you what I need. I ain't gonna let you guess.
If I let mine guess, he ain't gonna guess correctly.
Yes.
They not.
They're not. I'm not even gonna leave it up to him.
And
I'm gonna help you out.
They have my husband has told me, listen, you got to tell me exactly what you want. I don't read minds. I don't understand. You guys to just tell me word for word what it is you want. And that was something I had to learn because of course I know they can't, a person can't read your mind, but sometimes we get complacent in life, women, and we be like, you should know I got an attitude when he might not, or he should know that I feel some type of way about that.
My brother expects, even to this day, and he's my little brother. I'm 50, he'll be 40. Baby, the way he talks, he'll say stuff, and I'll be like, you didn't say that. You should know. No. You should know. By now, you should know this. You should have known how I was thinking, what I was thinking. What? Why? You think I should know? He expects you be around him long enough to know when he's upset, to know when he got attitude.
He's going to be very disappointed.
Alone. And I'm like, I ain't got time to play them guessing games. Tell me or don't talk.
Yeah, he's going to be very disappointed. I mean, bottom line, a closed mouth don't get fed. A closed mouth don't get fed. If you want somebody to be able to give you what you need in life, you're going to have to communicate that. Yes. And if you're struggling with communicating, the only thing you can do is continue to try. Nothing beats a failure but a try. You got to open up your mouth. Women, we can't expect men to guess why you're upset. Open up your mouth and tell them that, when you have your person, it's no longer a game. It's no longer, I can't let him get the best of me. It's no longer when you have your person, it's game over. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to be your most vulnerable with your spouse, to the point where you guys can look at each other from across the room, and that eye contact will say whether you're good or whether you're ready to go.
Ready to go. I got a ready to go face.
I got one too.
You know it. And that's how it's supposed to be. When you make the decision to be in a relationship or to get married, like Kitty said, the games are done. There is no guessing if you like me or not. If you're going to be here, you here. We said vows if we got married. So you're supposed to ask questions continuously so I can get to learn who you are, how you like this, what upsets you, what's going on, what's wrong. How was your day is a loaded question because I want you to tell me how it was. Don't think I'm just going to assume that it was a normal day. I want you to tell me in case you want to, if you have something else to talk about.
Absolutely.
And it definitely becomes like that. I see Powerful Black Woman says she has to make sure if she sleeps, she tells her husband to wake her up before he leaves to get on the road for work, so she can pray over him and make sure he's safe out here driving from state to state. Absolutely. Especially how dangerous it is being out here driving. I mean, I'm up when my husband get up every morning, and we both up. But I'm not the morning person. He knows that, but he is, and I find it hard to believe, right? But he is definitely. He's singing. Sometimes he's singing, he dancing, and I'm just looking. Because that's me. We know this about each other. We know this, and he'll sometimes say, "Oh, I'm sorry, babe. I know you ain't the morning person." And I'll be like, But that's that connection that you build, and that trust. Like it don't bother me that he's excited in the morning. I just think he crazy. But that's
opposite. You gotta have that type of mix with your spouse. Like I'm not the quiet one. I'm not. It.
We know.
We know.
We know you're not quiet.
He is the most nonchalant, calm, quiet. Like my husband is so unbothered, and I love that about him. Nothing bothers him. If I drop something and break something, I am traumatized. He's like, "Well, we just go get another one." I'd be like.
The world is coming to an end.
Right, but you need that balance. That's my match.
That's a balance.
That's your balance, baby.
Somebody got to calm me down and climb me off the ledge. Like,
yeah.
Somebody got to tell the story,
Okay.
That's the best part about being married, and that's and for our listening audience, for those who are dating, don't give up. Your person's there. you know, and God's going to bring them to you, just like he brought our persons to us. But it's a matter of recognizing that when you find that person, you know, you've got to be 1,000% with that person, and it's you and that person against the world. And that's the truest statement ever, because at the end of the day, when you've got, I'm gonna say it in the minds of my parents, God rest their souls. At the end of the day, at the end of the 50-year marriage, and you're looking back at your 4 kids and your 20 grandkids and your 24 great grandkids, that's exactly what it was all about. And it never could have happened if they didn't communicate. Now, don't get me wrong. My daddy got on my mama's last nerve.
The last one, I already know.
Up until the day the day before my daddy's accident, my mama called me and she said, "You need to come up here and talk to your daddy. I am sick of him." And I said, "Daddy, what are you doing? I'm a grown man. I don't have to use my walker if I don't want to." And she said, "Well, JT, something's going to happen to you." Next day, something happened. And it broke her heart, you know. It broke her because my daddy was all she knew. But my daddy, he got on her last nerves, but she loved him till the end, until she left us. But that's what it's about. That's, you know, and giving your spouse the opportunity to be vulnerable. Because God knows we need it. So y'all pray for me, because I'm going to be real vulnerable when my husband come home today. Oh, I'm gonna be so distraught.
Get them tears ready,
baby. Them tears is
the
on
sad
deck.
face, the poke your lip out a little bit. You gotta look sad,
baby. I'm gonna be real
well,
sick and
it
disgusted.
ain't hard for me, because when I'm upset, honey, the waterworks come, because I'm emotional. I am like Carl Thomas. Y'all remember that song?
Okay.
I am emotional.
For real.
No, I'm gonna start crying in about an hour, y'all. So y'all just
I was the youngest in my family, and I was the crybaby. And they always say that. They were like, "You cry for everything," and that's because my daddy would always be like, "Who did it?"
I'm going to get him.
I'm a spoiled daddy's girl.
That's what it is.
So I knew how
exactly
to turn
what
them
it
on,
is.
but they be real.
I got one last tip, y'all.
Okay.
And it's not about, it goes along with what I think Kitty was saying earlier about, you know, how we all been through relationships and we learn people. I can agree and admit that I did spend time on the wrong person for too long. When you get to a point where you're in a relationship and you're realizing that this person is not being vulnerable, this person doesn't have it in them, and you know that's something that you require or want, sometimes we got to learn how to break free a little sooner and let it go. Because hoping and wishing that that person turns into somebody you know they're not going to be is not going to work. And you're just going to be wasting time. Sometimes we just want to hold on to somebody, or we want them to eventually, maybe if I keep talking and talking and talking, they're going to turn into this vulnerable person I need them to be. And it's just not. It's like marrying somebody that's not romantic. And you knew they weren't romantic when you married them, and now you expect them to be romantic all the time. Huh? Why? So know when to let go and know when to move on. That's for the young people that's listening. Know when it's done. When it's done and it's not what you really want in a relationship, just move forward.
Good advice.
That's real good advice. So move forward safely, because people aren't, you know, there's some people out here that don't take rejection really well. So be safe when you decide to move on. Make sure you're moving on public, you know, it's public, and be nice. I'm gonna just say this.
Say that again.
Be nice about it. You don't have to be ugly and say, "Oh, well, you didn't
nasty.
do it." And nasty. No, please.
That's dangerous.
That is very dangerous. There's a lot of ladies who aren't with us any longer, and a lot of gentlemen who aren't with us any longer from being at the hands of being ugly. Let's just be honest.
Right. Rude.
You don't have to be ugly. Just because it didn't work out doesn't mean you need to dog that person out.
Right.
And damage that person.
And say things that are just
hurtful on purpose.
Hurtful.
Because we breaking up, I might as well be nasty, ma'am.
No.
That might be the last nasty word you get to say.
Yes.
If you don't want to be with me, there is a calm way to say it. And like you said, don't just be mean for no reason. You can text it. You can, get safely home and say, hey, this is not working out, da, 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 da. But yeah, sometimes we just so caught up in being mean and this for tit for tat. Because you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. But it don't work out that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are going through some things because of that. So I implore you, please be nice about it. If anything, just say, let's be friends. I don't want to ruin our relationship because you're a great friend. But as far as a relationship, this isn't what I want. Put it back on yourself. Put it back on yourself. I can't be the person that you need. You need me to be. But I really want to be your friend and take the relationship out of it, and then slowly ghost the person. But some people are not, well, I'm being honest. Some people are not wrapped tight enough to take that kind of rejection. And I've had to deal with, some, not myself, but I've had to say goodbye to some girlfriends along my journey because of that very thing.
You might be their first girlfriend. And they don't know what to do. Think they're going to get another one.
That ties into your topic, allowing men the opportunity to be vulnerable in a relationship and get to know who they are, and let people make them feel comfortable, and you would know triggers like that, things that are triggering, or, you would know how to. And sometimes, I'm pretty sure there were women who were very, ended a relationship and were very charming about it, and still were taken out, in a violent way, just because that might have been a person who had, of course, that is a person who has some sort of mental or, just demonic issues.
Right.
It is what it is. But I agree, you got to be careful, and you got to just tread light. Guide yourself.
There's no excuse for trying to make somebody feel bad.
No.
And it's the easiest way. Even if they try to talk to you nasty or say something bad, that's the easiest way to not have to speak to them anymore.
Yeah.
Let them go and just move on. Because what are you going to say? You're going to say something to somebody's casket? Then it's going to be too late. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
It's rough out here sometimes, and you just don't want to put yourself in a position that you can't get yourself out of simply by,
facts.
Some things you can put a little sugar on it.
A little sugar on it.
A little sugar on it.
Be nice. Be nice.
On another note, y'all, don't be out here like Shay Shay.
Oh my goodness. Girl.
I wanted to say that because I know we're getting ready to wrap it up soon, but don't be out here like Shay Shay.
Shay Shay is a hot mess.
I'm going to give you my insight on that. First of all, I think there was a big age gap. And when you're dealing with somebody that's barely away from being a teenager who had her OnlyFans, you get what you get. Listening to her talk.
And you don't have to fit, right, Kitty?
Yes. Listening to her talk, her mindset was of a child, of a teenager. And there's nothing y'all could have connected on except physicality.
Not even that.
That's what
not
she
even that. No. Let me interject. Not even that. Because number one, she's 19, so she still was a teen. That's predatory behavior.
Right.
Allegedly. However, it's predatory behavior, because what can a 19-year-old do with a 50-something-year-old man? That's nasty. It's disgusting. That's number one. But number two, you said you hit it on the nail on the head. She was talking like a child. And if you listen to him, he was talking childlike as well.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was very, it was like, it was grooming.
It was awkward.
It was grooming.
It's creepy.
It
It's
was
just
creepy and grooming. You
I
know,
watched it with
I'm
my
gonna
face
talk
like,
if you've ever listened to like those crime radio shows and they say how a person
mm-hmm,
they groom that child, they
Yeah.
talk to them on a child's level. They
mm-hmm.
Right.
talk to them like a child. So he was grooming her. Now, yes, she was an OnlyFans, but that I don't know what this young lady's background is that had her at 19, 20 years old with an OnlyFans
And
page or
talking
whatever
like that, how she
and
was talking on
talking
the
like that.
text.
But there are
Ugh,
that's just like those back in the gap when we were growing up. They had those 800 or 900 numbers
Yeah.
and they would
Mhm.
call. There are people who have that type of fetish of talking to kids.
yep.
So she was giving him what he wanted, talking like that, and he was feeding into that. He was grooming her, but she was recording him and she played him, and he's stupid because you're 54 years old. But this is exactly what you get for being disgusting. I don't care. I hope
She ain't the
she
first
gets it.
one.
No, not even the first
Allegedly,
one.
she ain't the first one. Allegedly.
Allegedly, there's three other. You got you or two others. You got a thing, Shay Shay. Some in the milk ain't clean. It's cloudy and it stinks.
And it's milky. It's all
It's
three
it's
milky.
it's just disgusting. And
Mm-hmm.
the way she was talking and the way he fed into that,
Yeah.
it was
Well,
her feeding his fetish and him thinking that he was grooming her the entire time.
and
But the
he was
entire
setting you
time,
up.
she was
She
actually
said
setting
her.
him up. So that's what he get.
She put up the
Shay Shay, if
script.
you out there listening, I know you listen, Shay Shay. That's what you get. That's what you get for
Mm-hmm.
being a disgusting.
I'm gonna tell you this. Let this be a lesson to anybody out here listening. Stay in your lane. Let them let little girls be, and stop having these thoughts. If you having these thoughts, go seek some help
Because she gonna
because
take your money and
that
be
is
with a young man.
that's a child. I know Monique tried to give him the warning, like Shay,
He
leave
didn't
these
want to
young
hear it.
girls alone. He didn't try to hear when Monique came on his show and tried to give him the juice. Like you
And she
need.
basically said it
She said you need
completely.
to stop. You need to go and get you a big
I didn't
lady,
hear it.
a
Oh,
BBW, and cut it out and get you somebody to love on you, okay? Because you old
he didn't listen.
and your time is up.
Cat
Mm-hmm.
Williams tried to warn him.
So you got
Cat
all these
Williams did
people
the
trying
same
to tell
thing.
you to use some common sense because they see how easily you are to be messed with.
Is he delayed?
It got to be.
I think
You seem like it.
He seemed a little slow.
I
Because
think he
why?
is. I ain't gonna hold you. But listen,
Why?
y'all, we got a couple more. What time
Oh,
is
okay.
it?
Yeah, we got
Woo!
about 6 minutes.
We got
But
about
it's a
6
good
minutes left.
question, y'all. I
It
mean,
is.
I'm just actually asking,
Where
was
was
he
it?
on an
Look,
IEP when
Kitty,
he
I
was
wasn't
growing
gonna say
up?
it out loud, but I kind of been thinking it like,
Befuddled.
is he a little
Is
touched?
he a
Is
little
something going
slow?
on?
Because if you have this many people that you respect telling you the same thing, and you still don't listen, and it done thumped you in the head a couple
And
times,
this
you
is
still
just
don't
off,
listen.
but this is just off the whole situation. Like, just go back and think about all his shows and how he talk and stuff. It's something
Yeah,
going
think
Yes,
about
on.
his, yes,
Something going
yes,
on, Shannon.
something. I
yes. You can't
mean,
even
There's
put them
something in
two
there.
people. Them is two different people. If you match that with the person he was on that phone talking to her, and how he
But
is in
even
his interviews.
no, pick up what I'm putting down. He a little different. His voice is the way he
delayed.
is delayed. If you
That
think
ain't
about
even
his
what I thought it
interviews, he
was.
gets excited. You know, he talks with you got the fat tongue, you know. You know. Look, think
I
about
thought it
it.
was
Just
something else,
pick up what I'm
really.
putting down, Miss Jack.
Yeah, he a little
Until
delayed.
until they had a video come out of him and some lady having relations.
Miss
I
Jack.
thought he was.
Miss Jack.
We on the radio, sis. We on the radio. But yeah, I think he might be a little IEP-ish, a little delayed. But allegedly, that's all I can say.
And
Ain't nothing wrong, but I'm just saying, I mean, gotta call a thing a thing. All right,
we're
Miss
gonna pay a
Jackie,
lot of money for the mistakes.
go ahead and take we have about 30 seconds. You can go ahead and
okay.
Do your closing out remarks.
My final remarks, we have been talking about giving men the opportunity to be vulnerable. So again, it starts when when your sons are young, stop telling them men don't cry, and it's not right to show their emotions. It'll help them before they get older in managing their emotions, and then make them feel comfortable when you get into a relationship to open up to you, and don't overreact when you hear something that they're trying to be vulnerable with you with.
Amen.
I like that.
Kitty, did you want to give your 2-piece?
Yes, let me give my 2-piece. Number one, I do apologize to the radio world that I was out of commission a couple, but I want to thank Miss Morningstar for always stepping in and being my rock. I couldn't do it without this.
Already
Yes.
know
Yes.
we are each other's front and back. That is
front and back and side to
here.
side. Yes.
Front, back, and side to side. Come on, who know about UGK?
Yes. Absolutely. So we appreciate you.
We appreciate you all. Thank you all for coming through. You all have a wonderful morning. You are listening to Our Plus, the Community Connection. We are going to see you all tomorrow. Y'all have a great morning. Be safe, y'all. Touch some grass, like Kitty always tells us. Touch some grass.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty
and Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.